Meanwhile, Sri Lanka has now officially sought India's support ahead of next week's UNHRC sessions on its rights and accountability record. Now, speaking to a state-run television news channel, the Sri Lankan Foreign Ministry Secretary has said that India was the first nation that Sri Lanka had turned to for support. During the 46th United Nations Human Rights Council session in Geneva next week, Sri Lanka's records in human rights and related accountability will be probed. The United Nations Human Rights Council is gearing up to launch its 46th session virtually on the 22nd of February. The senior Foreign Ministry officials' comments have come after the UNHRC core group on Sri Lanka in a joint statement said that resolution will be moved next week to focus on Sri Lanka's rights accountability. The Sri Lanka core group consists of the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, Malawi, North Macedonia and Montenegro. The Sri Lankan Foreign Ministry Secretary has expressed confidence that India will support Sri Lanka for the sake of regional solidarity. He also went on to state that Sri Lanka was expecting support from Russia and China as well. Now remember, the Sri Lankan civil war had finally ended after almost about 3 decades of violence. The government claimed to have defeated the LTTE in a final offensive that resulted in the deaths of tens of thousands of civilians who are perhaps not even related to the war, and also the execution of scores of captured LTTE combatants. The previous Sri Lankan government had co-sponsored the resolution in 2013, calling for accountability for alleged war crimes committed by the government forces and the terror group LTTE. Now, the current Sri Lankan government has officially withdrawn from the resolution. A recent United Nations report warned that the failure of Sri Lanka, especially the leaders that you're looking at on your screens, of Mahinda Rajapaksa, who was at that time the Sri Lankan president, has reportedly is being looked at as a failure of the Sri Lankan state in addressing the past human rights violations. And this has significantly heightened the risk of human rights violations being repeated. It's also said that there are extremely worrying trends over the past year, such as deepening impunity, increased militarization of governmental functions, ethno-nationalistic rhetoric, and also the intimidation of civil society that point towards the danger of possibly greater oppression of minority groups in Sri Lanka. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.